Hello and welcome. My name is Kelavai. You can call me Muke. In this video series, I'm going to show you how to import your data from Excel. So we're assuming that you're getting the Gladtidings ecosystem for the very first time, or you could have been using it for some time and you have some data for pupils, especially pupil details that you have in Excel, and you would like to import that data into the system. Okay, so I'm going to take you through a series of videos on how you could actually do that. So the very first thing that we need to do is to create the school account on the ISCO system, and then we also need to create classes because the pupils need to belong to particular classes. So when you're adding them, you'll be adding them to existing classes in the system, and that is the starting point. Okay. So I'm going to start this process by, so you can see over here that I'm just trying to run the system, and since there's nothing in the system, it tells me to update school details. So I'll click on OK and then wait for it to load up. Let's wait for it. So there it is. So what we want to do is to create our school details, and then afterwards we need to add classes. So the school that I'm going to be using here as an example, which is actually a real school, is Terry Swartz, which is found in Livingston. So I have an Excel sheet here that contains the school's details, and let me just go to the school name. I can pick it from here. So I'll say enable editing in this Excel sheet. Let's just wait for this. Don't know why this Excel now is let me just do this with this antivirus, okay. So yeah, so here we have the name of school. So let me just pick this for now, so that I can yeah, I'm interested in actually copying this. So I'll go to my system over here, and I'll just paste in that school name. So you could do the same for your school if you would like to follow along with this video. So there is the name of the school, and then I can say, well, this is found in Southern Province. So I just type Southern and it brought this. And the district, I'm going to say Livingston. I'll do that. Township, I can ignore that for now. Education level, I need to specify that this is a secondary school, and it runs from I'll say that it runs from grade 8 to 12. And running agency, I can just say private. Of course, you can change these details later. For the motto, of course you can change these details later, but for now let me say the motto is training training the hand, the heart, and the mind, even though we don't know what the heart is. Yeah, but anyway, so there, that's just as an example. These details can be changed. And then of course I can say I'll set this as a current school. You can also set contact details, like you can put phone number and other stuff there. So in fact, let me do something here. I don't know why this Excel is behaving like this now. So let me just do this for a moment. Okay, so I got the motor here to train the head, the hand, and the heart, and then you have some contact details here that you'd like to that you would be necessary to put. Alright, so now we're interested in putting the postal address. I can just get this over here in case you'll be looking for this school or you want to write to them and go there. So I'll put the postal address there, and they have a phone number if you want to call them and take your child there. I can put this here, like that. And then they have an email, which is this one. So you'll be doing this for your own school, obviously, unless you want to do it for trust as well. But that's there. And then there are these other details like what's a currency, the currency symbol. And then for results analysis, we have this thing where you can specify the quality grades, the range of the quality grades when you're doing this analysis. So for now, we can do that. And then, of course, for those that have been using this system already, if you have an existing file, you can simply import it. Okay. But we're assuming that you're running this the first time and you want to add, and in fact, you need to specify the grading of your school. Is it a grade 1, a grade 2, grade 3, super grade? But for now, I'm not sure. So I'll just leave this blank and then this school can update it later. So I'll click on save, and then the next thing you need to do is to log in. Okay, so the next thing that you need to do is actually to log in, and the login there is GTS, and then the password there. So I've logged in. Okay. Of course, sometimes when you use capital letters, this doesn't look very nice, but when you use small letters, the name of the school looks nice up there. So let's just maximize this for now. We set it to maximum like that. And what are we interested in doing? So remember, we want to be able to import pupils from an Excel sheet into this system. So first we need to create classes, and this first video that I'm showing you is just how to create those classes. And to do that, we're going to go to our Excel sheet, which is this one here. You can see at the bottom of this Excel sheet over here, okay, we have these classes. So I hope you can see them. So if you're not able to see them, just check your video and scroll down. You'll be able to see the names of the classes. Alright, and I can see there's a class here called 9A, there's 9B, there's 9C, there's 11A, 11B, 12A, 12B, 12C, 8A, 8B, 8C, 10A, and 10B. So you look at your Excel sheet and which classes are there, and those are the ones you must create first as the first step. Alright, so we'll go back to the system, and where do you find creation of classes? It's here. So under administration, and then you have this button that says create classes. Now for adding pupils from Excel, you only need to create classes. You don't need to start adding subjects and teachers and all that stuff. So it's only the classes, and that's why that's the first step we're doing. So we click on create classes. Now this school, their names are simple because they're using, you know, this kind of naming where you just have a grade and then a letter, like 10A, 10B. Okay, so for them it will be very easy. I know that we have an A and then B and a B. If we go back to this file, I can see 9A, 9B, 9C. Right? There's 8A, 8B, 8C. So for these grade 8 classes, I mean grade 8 and grade 9, they go all the way up to C. So let's start with these ones. So I'll select A, B, and C, and then the grades I'll choose 8 and 9. In fact, even the 12s also. Okay, the 12s also, I mean 11, 10 has got A and B, and then 11 has got A, B, then 12 has got A, B, and C. Okay, so let's do this. We know that 12 has got A, B, and C. So on the grades, we are going to select even 12. So be mindful here that you selected these three letters, A, B, and C. And the grades that have got those letters is 8, 9, and 12. So if you make a mistake and select 10 and 11, it means it will also create C classes for the grade 10s and 11s, which you don't have. Then you might need to start deleting extra classes. So this is why for A, B, and C, I've only selected 8, 9, and 12. Okay, and then here you need to specify which session do these classes belong to. Is it morning session? Is it APU? Not applicable? Whatever. So let's just say, I mean, if you only have one set of classes, like maybe your pupils learn from morning all the way to around 15, so just say morning. So here we're going to select morning, and then we added an extra thing here where you specify the exam status of these classes, because with this system you can actually even manage information about GCE students. You know, like those who come for GCE, you can create separate classes for those who are in GCE. You can even be analyzing their results here. You know, you can generate podcasts if you want, if you do something like that for GCE. So this is why here you specify, is it an internal or external? So we say, okay, this is internal, and then we click save. and our classes are created. If you want to check them, just go to where it says classes. So if you click there, you can see that we have these 8A, 9A, all the way, and 12. So now the ones we need to create next are the 10 and 11, which are only A and B. Okay, so we go back to our system here, we go back to create classes. So now we only tick A and B, and then for the grades we just say 10 and 11, and then again we say morning and internal, and we save. Alright, so if you have classes that have names like 10 blue, 10 green, 10 yellow, zebra, or whatever, for those you don't tick these letters. You'd have to tick the name of the you'd have to type, for example, 10 blue, something like that, and then you specify that this is a grade 10 class and morning, and so you have to create one by one. Of course, later we're going to improve it, that maybe you can create multiple names like blue, yellow, green, and then you tick the grades, and then it creates automatically. But for now you have to do that manually, because initially we only thought of this way. Yeah, okay, good. So now we have our classes. If you go to classes again, you can see that we have this list of classes, right? 8 A, B, C, and then we have 9C, B, A, and then 10A, B, 11B, A, 12C, A, B, you know, like that. So these are the classes we have. So what we need to do first is to export this list of classes, and specifically we're interested in the class IDs, because each pupil that you add is associated with a class ID. So what you need to do is right click on any of these columns, you know, the column names like class name, grade section, blah blah blah. Right click there and then go to this one that says column chooser. Okay, so again I'll right click and then I'll go to column chooser, and you can see that there's a small pop-up that comes up there, customization window, and what you're interested in is this field called class ID. So you drag this and put it even at the beginning of classes. So you drag it, you see that arrow there, and leave it. Yeah, so once you have it, once you have this like that, then you need to export this so that it's easier for you to copy these class IDs, because in here, yeah, you can copy, but it won't be easy like to just extract the class ID. So to export this to Excel, simply click this button that says print. So we click on print, and yeah, it will bring up this, and then up here you can see that there is menu items. If you click on that, it will allow you to export. So I'll click this and then I'll say export to Excel, and yeah, I'll say okay, and I'm going to save this in a folder called GTSESchool. Come on. My system is running out of space, that's why it's slow. So I'll go to, let's search for, yeah, there. So we can save this as Terry classes, right? We save it, and then it will ask us, do you want to open it? We say yes, because we want to open it right away and start using it, and I'll show you why we're doing that. Okay, so let's wait for it to open up. It's coming very soon. Could there be some dialogue that is open here? Okay, so there it is now. Finally it has opened. So now we have this class ID, so you can see what we're mainly interested in are the class IDs. We don't care about all the other stuff. So even when you're creating your CSV, don't put these names here like that. Okay, because what will be associated with each pupil is the class ID. This one. This is what we want to get. Okay, so that's why we first have to create classes, not just a class name. So if you just put the names like this, the system won't create classes based on this, because creating classes involves a few things. You need to know, okay, yeah, this is some text, it says 8A, but the system won't know that 8A is a grade 8 class, and you know, it's morning or it's afternoon, you know. So this is why first you must create this, and then you have that. So this is done. In the next video now I'm going to show you how to prepare or how to use the template that we have for adding these pupils. So that will be the next video.